can call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
Erin Blanchfield takes on Tracy Cortez this Saturday at UFC 322. And this is a really high-level matchup between these two ladies, both very talented, very well-rounded. Erin Blanchfield coming in off of a impressive win over Rose Namajunas, where she dropped the first 2 rounds, but was able to win the next 3 to get the unanimous decision win over Rose. That was a main event fight, 5 rounds. The fight before that was a 5-rounder as well against Manon Fiorot. So a lot of high-level experience against the former champion Rose, the former title challenger in Manon Fiorot, and proven that she's, one of the best in the division. She can go 5 hard rounds and compete with the best of them. Taking on Tracy Cortez, who's recently coming in off of a win over Viviane Araujo. Had a pretty impressive performance in that fight. Was able to get her takedowns, land ground and pound, and control the fight for the most part. Won all 3 rounds. Before that, took a short notice fight against Rose Namajunas at Elevation in a 5-round fight. So impressive that she was able to take that fight, make weight, and put on a decent performance. She lost the fight, but given the circumstances and who the opponent was, I thought it was a really good showing of herself. Before that, was on an absolute run, including wins over Jasmine Jasudavicius and Melissa Gatto. So really good matchup. I'm going to go with Erin Blanchfield in this one. Tracy Cortez, she's talented. She's not the most active. She's been fighting like once a year since 2019, so not the most active person in the world. Erin Blanchfield, much more active, was supposed to fight Macy Barber back in May, and Macy Barber had to pull out for whatever reason, so gonna be taking this fight a year later. Last time she fought was Rose Namajunas back in November. Again, not her fault that fight fell through, but Tracy Cortez, good striking. I would say that she probably has the power advantage on the feet. Rose with really bad intentions, not really hurting anyone or dropping anyone though, and she can be dropped herself. She doesn't move her head very well. She's there to be hit in the pocket. Rose Namajunas dropped her with a left hook, was tagging her up on the feet with the jab, the right hand. Justine Kish dropped her in the 3rd round of their fight. But she really uses her striking to set up her takedowns. That's where she's usually wanting to get the fight, is to the ground, and use her really good wrestling and her ground and pound. She is able to hang in there for the most part on the feet, but I would say she's more than likely looking to get the fight to the ground. Erin Blanchfield also doesn't really move her head very well in the pocket, but she's very relentless with her striking. She's definitely willing to stand and trade in the pocket, not afraid to get hit whatsoever, has a really good chin. She was staying in the pocket and throwing with Jessica Andrade when they fought, which was very impressive, having a lot of success there too. And she's got really good cardio, able to push forward, throw a lot of volume, do that for 5 rounds like we've seen, obviously, against Manon Fiorot. Rose Namajunas, just no real quit in her, and never really takes her foot off the gas, never slowed down versus Rose, just never really stops pushing forward. We've seen her take damage, and it just doesn't really deter her. At times people will take damage, they're afraid to continue to step in and engage, or they start to slow down, and we don't really see that with Blanchfield. It's impressive, honestly. She's not the most technical on the feet, but she's tough as hell, willing to stand and bang, to get respect on the feet, look for her takedowns, and does a good job of just causing action, kind of causing crashes, gives herself opportunities to land, gives herself opportunities to find takedowns in the transitions or as opponents are covering up or backing up against the cage, and just doesn't shy away from a fight, doesn't give up on herself. I don't think that Cortez is going to be able to find breaks in this fight. Usually if she's not having success on the feet, or if she starts to get tagged, she's able to shoot in, get her takedowns, or look for the clinch. And I think that Erin's just going to be pushing forward with no real regard for her power or for the striking coming her way. And I think that if it does go to the ground, Tracy Cortez isn't going to be able to just settle on top, land ground and pound, and control the round. I think she's really going to have to be minding her P's and Q's with Erin Blanchfield, who's a very high-level black belt in jiu-jitsu, started training jiu-jitsu when she was like 7 years old. I think she's got 3 submission wins in the UFC, so Cortez is a very strong wrestler. She comes from a wrestling background, has good wrestling takedowns, good entries, good control on top, like I said. But Erin is definitely the superior jiu-jitsu practitioner. And again, I'm not even sure if Cortez will be able to get her down. Erin Blanchfield's got like 80% takedown defense. I can see Tracy getting her to the ground, but then getting swept or ending up on bottom, or just making a mistake, leaving her head out there to be guillotined. She can be taken down. She was taken down 5 times by Rose Namajunas. Jasmine Jasudavicius got her down twice. Melissa Gatto got her down 3 times. Stephanie Yeager got her down. So, She doesn't have the best takedown defense. 62%. We've seen her make mistakes on the ground as well. She gives up mount immediately against Rose Namajunas, gives up her back a lot, jumped to Gilly without getting her legs involved in her last fight with Viviane Araújo, and I just feel like those are opportunities for somebody like Erin Blanchfield to take advantage of. I feel like if you put Tracy Cortez in those positions against Erin Blanchfield, she's gonna end the night. She's gonna close it out with a finish. So Blanchfield's not just gonna settle underneath her either. She's not gonna let her just beat her up, control her. She's gonna be digging for underhooks, looking to get up, looking to sweep, rolling for legs. And I think that Erin has the better chin as well. I think that she's grittier. I think that she's tougher. She doesn't let getting hit really deter her. And I feel like Tracy at times, she kind of closes her eyes during engagements. When she gets hit, kind of shies away from getting hit and will shoot takedowns to get breaks in the middle of a firefight, whereas Erin Blanchfield's more than willing to sit in there and see who's going to break first. I think that Erin will be the aggressor, pushing in, looking to land strikes, mixing her takedowns, not be afraid of Tracy shooting underneath her. She won't be afraid to overcommit or to overextend her strikes, throw kicks for fear of getting taken down or getting hit, because she knows once it does go to the ground, she's going to have the advantage there. So I do think Erin needs to get started earlier in this one. She's kind of a slow starter. We saw that in the Tyler Santos fight. We saw that in the Rose Namajunas fight, and this is only 3 rounds, so she's got to get on the gas fast. I expect a fast pace from her from the jump. And I think she's got the cardio to do that. This being only 3 rounds, her last 2 fights were 5 rounds, and she was pushing a high pace then. I think she's really going to be getting after it in this one, looking to get Tracy Cortez to the ground, and I think when she does, I think she'll get the finish. I think she'll end this one by submission. So I'm going to go with Erin Blanchfield to get this one done. I think that she cooks her the first 1 or 2 rounds and eventually finds the finish late round 2, round 3. Thanks.